It's also possible that Reese has played her last game for Chicago and is ending the season in silent protest. Yep, okay, right there. Let me scroll down. She missed with a D&D injury/illness.
Everybody came to that Chicago Sky game expecting fireworks on the court, but nobody expected the loudest moment to be the boos aimed straight at Angel Reese. Imagine hearing chants of "Fire Jeff" and fans yelling "Quitter" as she walked off. The energy flipped from supportive to hostile in minutes.
Angel Reese may be injured, or maybe she has just stopped playing for the Chicago Sky.
Why did the arena erupt in chaos? And what does this say about the way fans are changing the culture of women's basketball? That's what we need to break down right now. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. How does a fan base go from cheering their favorite player to booing her off the court all in the same night? That's exactly what went down with Angel Reese, and if you weren't at that game, picture the scene for a second.
Probably wanting out of town, which leads me to think maybe the Chicago Sky was wanting her to want out of town.
The crowd in Chicago was already restless during the first half. There had been sloppy play, the energy was low, and the team wasn't clicking. Then halftime hits, and suddenly Reese isn't out there. Fans start asking each other what's going on, scanning the sideline, and when they realize she's not coming back, that's when the noise kicks up.
For a postseason trip, hours after missing Chicago's 91-86 season finale loss to the Liberty on Thursday night,
the boos echo through the arena. Some fans direct chants at the coach yelling, "Fire Jeff," but others aim their anger straight at Reese. By the time she heads toward the back, the word that keeps getting shouted louder and louder is "Quitter." Now here's where the contradiction cuts even deeper. Reese has built her image as somebody who represents strength, confidence, and resilience, and she's repeated many times that she sees herself as a role model. That's the brand she's created, a tough competitor, someone who inspires younger athletes. But walking off in front of a frustrated crowd reads like the total opposite.
As to maybe the backs just not that hurt at all. She just didn't want to play. She tapped out. She quit. However you want to word it.
Fans don't usually separate the words from the actions. They judge what they see in real time. What they saw wasn't inspiration, it was absence. And that absence came with a lot of complicated context. Earlier in the season, she'd already been suspended, which raised questions about discipline and accountability. Then add in the fact she had been nursing a back problem, something that can seriously limit a player. From her side, maybe it was about health and taking care of her body. But from the fans' perspective, sitting in that building, all they could see was a player not taking the floor when things were tough.
It's also possible that Reese has played her last game for Chicago and is ending the season in silent protest.
That's why it stung so much. A season that already had off-court drama suddenly got boiled down to a single choice during halftime. Fans in sports always hold up these legendary stories of playing through pain as the gold standard. Michael Jordan pushing through the flu to put up massive numbers. Serena Williams fighting her way through injuries on a Grand Slam stage. Those are the moments that fans point to as the true definition of greatness. The second a player doesn't match that narrative, they get judged against it. And for Reese, the sight of her walking off and not returning made the comparison impossible to avoid.
Offices anywhere and set them down and go, we think there's a chance that you were actually not hurt.
What makes it even more layered is how divided the audience immediately became. On one side, you had the crowd in the arena that felt completely betrayed. To them, it looked like she abandoned her teammates and checked out when she was most needed. On the other side, there's still a large group of supporters pointing out that she'd already been playing through pain, and if anything, leaving was a sign of protest or even self-care against the heavy load placed on star players.
Even if there is no real precedent for WNBA players asking out, this early in their careers.
Instead of uniting people, her decision split the fan base in two, and that rift has been growing louder with every conversation since. It also didn't help that media voices jumped into the debate almost instantly. The Athletic, for instance, framed the action as Reese throwing her teammates under the bus. That's a harsh take because it paints her choice as selfish. Meanwhile, on social media, fans defending her framed it as her standing up to unfair treatment, almost as if leaving the court was an act of defiance.
But they have also strained their relationship with Reese in the process. Their one certainty for the future is no more. Yep, okay, right there. Let me scroll down. She missed with a D&D injury/illness.
The same play generated two completely opposite narratives, and depending on which one you believe, you either see her as a bad teammate or a principled leader. But here's the bigger issue. It wasn't just about the minutes she missed. The story became larger than the game itself. Women's basketball has been growing fast, with incredible momentum around stars and young talent. But in that one moment, the conversation shifted away from highlights, teamwork, and growth to center on accusations of quitting. When the loudest headlines in a rising league focus on who gave up, it undercuts the exact values the league is trying to promote. So the fallout wasn't just a battle between Reese and fans, it symbolized a deeper fracture between a star player and her public image, between a fan base and its expectations.
As you can expect, she got destroyed online for doing all this. She's all about herself going back to her college days. Even if she didn't quit, she didn't bother to show up for the championship game to support her teammates. Guys, you seeing a pattern yet?
And between the values of resilience that the league sells versus the spectacle of controversy. And here's the uncomfortable question. If the culture starts rewarding or normalizing walk-offs with the same attention that game-winning moments get, what message does that really send to kids watching, or even to sponsors deciding whether to invest in the sport? This whole thing shows it's bigger than one game. The question is, what women's basketball is going to stand for? Is it going to be remembered for players grinding through tough moments, or for the drama that explodes when emotions overflow? Fans already argue about it. Some think leadership means pushing through, while others believe standing up for yourself makes its own kind of statement.
It's weird. You want out, but you're the one that actually did it. Maybe she did it to find her way out of town.
So what do you think? Should stars be judged more for how they carry teams or for how they spark drama? Drop your thoughts below, because the moments we celebrate now are shaping the league's future.